One of the most coveted skills that you can have as an artist and creator is patience. It's a skill that's inbred in us. A lot of times when we think of someone being patient or the idea of patience, we believe that some people have more of it and some people have less of it. But if you treat patience as a skill, you can develop it, you can hone it, and you can get better at it. And patience is one of the greatest assets that you can have as an artist and creator, because without it, you cannot do deep and focused work and meaningful work that you desire to do. So let's talk about how we can grow our patience, and let's talk about how we can develop it as artists and creators. First, let's define patience. Patience is that ability to see an idea or a vision from beginning to end, working through all the problems and working through all the obstacles that come in your way and finish it and seeing it through. Having that ability is crucial for the artist and creator, because what do artists do? We are problem solvers. So you're going to encounter problems in your projects, in your life, or whatever it is that you do. Within encountering those problems, you're also going to be tempted to give up. Patience is the skill that sees you through the problem. And having that skill built up in you goes a long way to keep you as an artist and to keep you from getting burned out. What you want to understand about patience is that it grows inwardly first. It's like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, the first thing that sprouts is not the stem, but the root. The root grows into the ground. The root grows deeper into the soil, which you cannot see. And once the root is established, then that green stem will sprout up and break ground. And a lot of times, we as artists and creators, we get frustrated because we're not seeing the progress. We're not seeing the results that we desire. But what you have to understand is just by doing the work alone, you're growing inwardly. And that's important to understand. Before you see an outward manifestation of your art, of your skill sets, of whatever it is that you do, you're going to experience an inward growth. And that inward growth, nobody can see, right? It's not visible, but it is happening just by you having the faith to do the work and having the tenacity to see it through. Once the stem breaks ground, that's where you're going to see all the glory. That's where you're going to see all the accolades. That's where you're going to get all the fanfare and the recognition that you deserve. But before that takes place, there is some hard inner and deep work that has to take place. The roots have to literally force themselves into the ground and establish. And that's a lot of pushing. That's a lot of groping in the dark, right? Those roots don't see sunlight, right? They don't see sunlight. They're groping in the dark. And a lot of times that's how we feel as artists and creators. We're groping around. We're trying to find our way. We're trying to get it right. We're trying to understand, and we're trying to get our hands to work with our mind, and we're fumbling through. But eventually what happens is that the roots start to establish a system, and they get more comfortable. And as they're comfortable, they say, okay, we're here, we're established. And then the stem starts to pop up. Usually when you plant a seed, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the stem to grow. So you're constantly watering, soil when you plant your seed, but you don't see the roots growing in the ground, but eventually you will see that green stem spout up. The same thing takes place in our artistic practice. Did you know that it takes about 10,000 hours of deep and focused work to develop a skill, to get good at it? Some say 10,000 hours is the the sweet spot for mastery of any given skill that you're working towards. That's what scientists say. But imagine 10,000 hours spent on a task that you're trying to get good at. What does that take? That takes commitment. That takes going through obstacles. That takes fighting your feelings, your emotions. It takes fighting every obstacle that may come your way. But once you get to that point where you're flowing in whatever skill that you are desiring to get mastery in, you start to feel more confident and comfortable. Now, I want you to really think about this, right? Because this 10,000 rule is something that kind of scares people away a lot of times. But if you want to get good at art, if you want to get proficient, you have to take it one skill at a time. And then you say, well, how am I going to dedicate 10,000 hours of one thing when I don't really have much time? You do have the time. You just have to make the time. I think about ex-President George W. Bush. After he got out of office, he decided that he wanted to paint. And he was not a traditional artist. He was not a trained artist. Wasn't known for being art, but he just loved art. And he decided that this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to take up painting. He wanted to learn. Now, when we saw his first paintings, we were like, yeah, these were beginner paintings. But eventually, with time, he got good. And it didn't take a long time either. It just took dedicated practice. If you put aside a dedicated time for you to paint and work on that one skill, that one thing, believe me, you're going to get good at it. Focus on getting good at one thing at a time. Because once you're good at one skill, those skills are going to flow over into the next skill that you're going to try to learn. One skill is going to benefit the other. So let's say you want to learn how to get better with your brush strokes or your brush handling, and you're just practicing that. Imagine just practicing that, and then you move on to the next. Well, all that you practice in learning your brush skills is going to help you with the next skill that you seek to learn or you seek to get good at, and you build upon it. In art, what you do is you stack your skills. That's very important. You have to learn how to stack your skills. So it's like climbing a mountain. You take one step, and that one step sets you up for the next step. And you just keep going. Now, let's pull back and let's refocus on this idea of patience. The Bible says, let patience have its perfect work in you. You know, some of us, we are just getting started. We're picking up a new hobby, a new skill. We're searching to find something to do. And we may be finding out that it's harder than we thought it was, right? That's where patience is going to take you to a deeper level of understanding of your art and your craft or whatever it is that you do. Having patience is the bedrock to creativity because, again, like I said, you are a problem solver. Artists and creators are problem solvers. And along your journey, you're going to run into a lot of problems. But it's within running into those problems that it's going to confront you to stop, to think, and to reflect and to push through so that you can get to your goal and to your destiny. Now, here are a few things that I do to develop my patience in my work. Number one, I name the emotion. If I'm frustrated or if I'm feeling some anxiety about a piece I'm doing or something that I'm working on, I name that emotion. I name it. And by naming it, you isolate it. And by isolating it, you're able to examine it for what it is. It's just a block. It is something that is in the way. It's a tree on the path to be cut down and to be removed, right? So you want to name your emotions and you want to be honest with it, right? If you're feeling frustrated, then say you're frustrated. If you're feeling angered or upset, then name it. Name the emotion, because in naming the emotion, you're able to separate it from your work and it doesn't become part of you. Second thing you want to do is you want to meditate on progress, not perfection. In meditating on progress, you know you're getting to your goal, you're making strides to get to the point where you want to be. You're not quite there yet. Yes, that's understandable, but you're getting there. If you meditate on perfection, everything you do you're gonna scrutinize it, right? You're going to be tempted to throw it up and start again. Have a mindset more geared towards progress than perfection, because you want to celebrate all your wins, even if it's a small win, if it's a small step forward. That's one step closer to your goal. So don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. Recognize that mistakes are lessons. Mistakes teach you more about your work and yourself than anything else in this journey. And the third thing you want to meditate on that I always do is I try to see things through. If you start a painting, then finish that painting. If you start a drawing, finish that drawing. Or whatever it is that you do, whatever you start, make it your goal and your plan to finish it, even if you don't like it, even if it's not perfect, because you're not going for perfection, you're going for progress. So having the ability to see things through is going to build up your confidence in your work. When you tell yourself that I'm going to do a painting, or I'm going to do a drawing, or I'm going to write in my journal, or I'm going to do a chapter in my book, when you tell yourself you're going to do it and you don't do it, you let yourself down and you whittle away at your self confidence. And eventually you internalize that. But you want to do the opposite. When you tell yourself you're going to do something, actually do it, even if you don't like it. Because in building up that confidence, in building up that stamina of getting things done, it's going to become habitual for you to do. It's going to become part of your makeup, and it's going to get you to your goal faster because you'll have the energy and the drive to do. The more you do, the more you put yourself in the fire, the more you put yourself in a place where you have to deal with your emotions, you're going to get more skilled at it. And avoiding your work is not going to get you to the place where you want to be. We all have some form of procrastination in us, right? Sometimes it's like it's so hard to get started. But once you put yourself in a position to start, it's easy to finish and follow through. So I want to encourage yourself. If you have a hard time getting started, push yourself to get started. Do that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule, or that 2-minute rule, right? Where you set yourself up to work for 2 minutes, but then you end up working for an hour. You have to get in the space of doing. And in so doing, you're going to develop the patience to follow through. Now, I hope that helps somebody. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe. I love you all. Remember, let patience have its perfect work in you. We're perfected by patience, not our skill set, right? So work on getting patient at what you do, and you're going to see that you're going to get better and better and better each and every day. I love you all. Yahweh bless, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace out.